It's Investchem Formula 1600 time for the final time in 2024 and for the final time ever, as we've got a brand new class that kicks off next year. But we've got to sort this one out first with Jagger Robertson coming into this final round with the advantage over Casey Smith, and the battle is on. As you saw at the top of the show, it's match point to Jagger Robertson. Can he now secure the title after this first race? And more importantly, after qualifying, can he get it on the front row? He's certainly pushing hard to do that. And there's a nice bit of manoeuvring in the background as well from Karabo Malamela, who's also putting in some exceptionally good times. And Michael Besaidnote, one of the best qualifyings we've seen out of him as the flag comes out. Let's have a look and see how they are going to line up for this first race. It is Karabo Malamela who's put it on pole position. Only 0.12 of a second behind is Jagger Robertson. And Casey Smith only 0.07 of a second behind him. That's how tight it is for the championship. Further back as well, great to see Nick Van Wheelie back in the seat, but this time in a Formula Ford Kent, fighting with Schofield.
It was a very good qualifying besides dealing with traffic, but nonetheless, the car was feeling good. Everything was happy. I'm happy with the car. And now it's just to focus on race 1 and race 2 to see what I can do there.
Final preparations being done now for the last 2 races ever in this championship. It's been a very successful championship and a huge amount of success from the drivers who've been through the likes of Formula 1600 over the last couple of seasons. And some of them even getting onto the podium at international events. We go on board here with Srin Naidu. A final high five before we get underway for race 1. Has he got what it takes to get ahead of Casey Smith, who's just ahead of him? Smith has got it all to do. It's Jagger Robertson who's on the left-hand side there in the Pretoria Noord and Liqui Moly car, looking to try and get the whole shot over Karabo. As they get off the line, Karabo didn't quite get the start he wanted. I think Jagger might have got the drop and heads down towards turn 1. He's on the inside line. He could have possibly squeezed through. Good start from Schofield as well, with Van Wheelie on his outside and Van Wheelie on his inside. Both Nick and Ron are in the house there, fighting hard. But Holshot City, there it is. Jagger Robertson hits the front. A little bit of problems here for our young lady driver, first time out for Simpiwe Motlalo. She hasn't quite got it according to plan and looks like it might be in a bit of a dangerous position as she goes through turn 1. Just can't select first gear by the looks of it. Jagger's out front and trying to get away now from Karabo. Big dive on the inside from Srin Naidu. He gets on the inside there. Looks, LT's out. Lieutenant Colonel Alan Meyer out at turn 2. He's parked on the inside of the circuit. Unfortunately, won't be able to take part of this race, and I have to leave it up to Duncan Foss to fight with both the Van Wheelies and Schofield. But it's Jagger Robertson getting away from Malamela. In third place, Casey Smith seems to be losing ground. Liam Palome with a much better start this time out for this young man as well. Tucked in behind this little battle. Look at that. A Huawei car there. Besaidnote looking for a way through. Can he find it down towards turn 8? No, not quite close enough. But around the outside, whoa, what a move. Safety car is out. So the safety car board came out right as they came across the line there. So I don't know if everybody saw that safety car board. They'll probably have seen it by the time they get around turn 1. And that's because there's a car stuck on the inside there. And that is Simpiwe's machine. So the Pretoria Noord Toyota pulls into pit lane. We're going to go for a restart here. Jagger Robertson has got the drop. Oh, he's got them all napping. He has disappeared and caught them sleeping on the line. Karabo Malamela in second place, trying to go with him. He's also lost huge amounts of ground. And Casey Smith wanted to try and capitalize on that safety car. Didn't quite work out for the Africa Heating man as he goes through turn 1. We're on board with him. Heading towards turn 2, trying to close that gap down on Malamela. Malamela's got great braking to close up there onto the back end of Jagger. But if Jagger Robertson wins this one out, he wraps up the championship. And there's nothing that Casey Smith can do about it. Michael Besaidnote a bit further back here. Super run here from him, as we mentioned earlier on. And trying to close things down there on Srin Naidu. As we went to safety car, we saw an overtake there from Renzo Ribeiro, who was through the field. And there we go. The Metal U Spares man is having a fantastic run here. Up in the top 6 overall. One of the best runs we've seen out of him. And a nice start as well. Once again on the restart, coming out of Liam Palome. As we go into the top of the hill. Have a look at them. And just spreading out now. Kind of evenly matched in that spread as well. Oh, somebody running wide? Is that Schofield? It is. Schofield running wide there, and he's forcing Van Wheelie onto the dirt as well. Nick Van Wheelie had to take evasive action as Schofield ran wide out of turn 4 in the Kent category. So the little Formula Fords in the background are having just as much fun as the guys at the front end. This is the important aspect of this championship. This will be the final championship forever in 2024 for these cars, and I'm sure Jagger Robertson is looking forward to taking that trophy. Right now he's doing it all right to ensure that he's got it, although Karabo has closed down on him. Karabo Malamela might be the thorn in the works here in the closing stages. If he finds a way past, it means it goes to the second race. So Jagger Robertson has to keep Malamela out. Casey is watching from third place going, come on, help me out here if you can. And once again, we go back to this little battle, and it's an epic one. Duncan Foss just behind there, falling into the clutches of Ron Van Wheelie, but I can tell you something, Ron is not quite good case. They've got the same pace as what we're seeing out of Foss, and the two of them are nowhere near the top two. On board with Holtzhausen now, as we head to the top of the hill. Palome just ahead of him there, as they go into turn 5. Up the inside comes Siyabonga Munkankwana. Haven't mentioned him all race long, because he's been right at the back and completely out of form for this man. A man who's been at the front end and who has won races in this category as well. So can he do anything about Palome here into the closing stages? Palome locks up and he runs wide. Oh, onto the dirt for Liam Palome. Got that one all wrong. Fortunately, he didn't hit the tyre barrier. If he's kept the clutch in, hopefully he can get going again. Jagger Robinson into the closing stages now with huge pressure from Malamela. Malamela wants a win. Jagger Robinson wants a championship. Let's have a look at this from Liam Palome's point of view as he goes into turn 1. He locks up. Oh, it's just nowhere to go. And yeah, that didn't work out. There you can see, fortunately, as I said, didn't hit the tyre barrier, and he's going to have to restart that car because he didn't keep the clutch in. So is he going to get out the car there? It looks like he is. His day is done. It looks like the championship might be done as well. This is the final lap, and Jagger Robertson heading down towards the checkered flag. Malamela's on his tail. He'll be happy with second place. He would have loved the victory, but he knows just how important this victory is to the man out in front of him. And he knows it was not going to be easy to get ahead of Jagger Robertson with the advantage he had. It was match point. It's now game, set, and match as he takes the championship points and the championship after this first race victory. Great effort there from Malamela for second. Casey Enser-Smith fought hard for third place, beating Alex Foss to the line, and Srin Naidu making up that top 5. Looks like Van Wheelie has got through on Schofield in the closing stages in the Kent class. He has indeed. So he leads down towards the final corner in that magnificent paint and hardware machine. Schofield in the Investchem car, not having any answer to Van Wheelie in the closing stages. And great to have Nick back in a race car as he takes the checkered flag in the Kent category. Foss is in third place. Well, let's have a look at the official results there. From race 1, Jagger Robertson winning out the 1600cc championship as well as race 1 ahead of Malamela and Enser-Smith. And a good effort there from Holtzhausen as well. Nzalo Khoza in the top 10. Nicholas Van Wheelie winning out the Kent category, beating Schofield, Duncan Foss and Ron Van Wheelie. Jagger Robertson is your champion. Let's catch up with him now after race 1.
Started the weekend off being fastest in all 3 practices. I was expecting it to be a full house weekend. Unfortunately, we didn't get quality, didn't go our way. We lost it by 0.01, so started second, got an absolutely amazing start, and from there got my head down. We took the race, we took the championship, and I can't be happier. It's an indescribable feeling.
So with one race to go, Jagger Robertson wraps up the title and takes the biggest prize purse in circuit racing. Great effort there from him. He'll be looking forward to joining MSA4, the new single-seater category, next year. As will a lot of these drivers. And check that out, a brand new Sparko helmet, all gold. Going very much MotoGP on us, are we? Great effort there from the team to sort that all out. But here we go for race 2 and the final part of Formula 1600's history here in South Africa. Liam Palome wants to be part of it. He didn't quite get the start he wanted. Holtzhausen got a little bit of a better start on his inside, but he's watching those mirrors as he goes into turn 1, sitting in about 10th place. Malamela hits the front. Oh, he's got the whole shot, and he's ahead of Casey Enser-Smith. The champion is down in 4th place there with Alex Foss, and I think he's going to just sit there and just try and finish with a car that's undamaged. Srin Naidu is right on his tail, though. He wants to do some damage. He wants to get ahead of the newly crowned champion and maybe spoil Jagger's championship day. There's not much that can do that when you've won a South African championship and you fought so hard for it. Renzo Ribeiro, again, a phenomenal start and a much better start coming out of Munkankwana as well. He's just ahead of Palome. Palome's coming up on his inside, though, as they head towards AMG in turn 5. It's very close there between the two of them. Karabo Malamela, though, is getting his head down and getting away from Casey Enser-Smith. This could potentially see that young man with his first victory here today. Schofield leads out in the Kent class. It's Nick Van Wheelie with a bit of pressure coming from Foss. Good to see Alan Meyer back in the pack. And looks like at the back of the pack as well. Better start this time coming out of our young lady driver, new to the championship, Simpiwe, with a much better start and just behind the Kent category cars. She can learn a lot from those drivers. Lots of experience there. So definitely going to learn the lines around Swartkops. The lines around Swartkops at the front end are being led by Malamela at this point in time. Spinner, oh, I'm giving her the commentator's curse. She spun out down at turn 8. Can she get the car going again? We'll have to wait and see. Simpiwe Motlalo having a little bit of trouble here in her baptism into single-seaters. As they come out of turn 2, it's still a move on here. Is that Van Wheelie who's gone missing? I think Van Wheelie's gone missing, and the safety car had to be deployed. Simpiwe got the car going in, spun around, but went too far around and ended up on the inside. And then from the inside went to the outside of turn 8. So a bit of a nightmare start there, but lots of potential coming through there from our young lady driver. This is what it looked like on board with her. She came down into turn 8, just Tail stepped out. And yeah, shake of the head there. She's not too happy about that. Has to get it all back into neutral and fire it up again. Well, we're going for a restart now. Is it going to be a similar situation to what we saw earlier on? No. Karabo Malamela, Casey Ensel-Smith, Alex Foss, and the new champion, Jagger Robertson, all within each other's grasps. They've got to wait until they cross the line before they can attempt an overtake. It's single line of stern stuff until they go past that green flag. But Malamela's already passed the green flag and looking to get away from Ensel-Smith. Ensel-Smith wants the last victory. He didn't get the championship, but he certainly is going to fight hard now for this last win of the season. Renzo Ribeiro, what a fantastic run here from this man in the final race of this championship. Alex Foss sitting there just behind Casey, looking for a way to close him down. This is the third place car. Investchem man having a super day in the saddle as well. Take nothing away from Alex Foss. He's had a real up and down season, but certainly if he was on fire, he was a tough man to beat on the day. And he certainly looks like he's going to be a tough man there for Jagger Robertson to get past. He has a look going up to the top of the hill. Casey shuts the door. Makes them both have to change their minds in terms of the line into turn 5, but they eventually get through turn 5 with this little in-house fight here. And with Casey going defensive, he's actually slowing himself up and allowing Karabo Malamela to get away. Malamela's opened up about 4 car lengths now over the 3 cars behind him. Little wheel on the dirt there from Jagger. He's certainly trying to get onto the podium at least, if he can. He's putting the pressure onto Foss. And Casey Ensel-Smith is trying to get away from the 2 cars, putting the pressure onto him. Schofield and Van Wheelie, 1 and 2 in the Kent category. Still no change up between the two of them. They were very close in race number 1. So close that both of them actually went off track in turn 5. That's how hard they were pushing. Foss forcing the champion onto the dirt. Jagger tried to go around his outside. Foss came across and just forced him a little wider than what he'd like to have gone. This is turn 4 with Casey Ensel-Smith. What a magic shot. That's how hard he is trying. Little understeer there as he went through. You can see him fighting the wheel. And now that's the reason why he was fighting so hard, because Foss is having a go here. Foss is late on the brakes up into turn 5. He's going to hold this outside line. He knows the outside line will become the inside line after this right-hander. And I think he might have just squeezed through. Casey Ensel-Smith and Alex Foss are literally wheel to wheel. And Foss sneaks through into second place. So what a fantastic bit of run there from him. As Casey Ensel-Smith might lose out as well to Jagger. He is. Jagger Robertson dives on his inside into turn 8. And Casey's gone from 2nd to 4th in the space of 2 corners. Big mistake there from Casey, opening up that door. And watch out, Shrin Naidu wants a little bit of this as well. He's not too far behind. Shrin looking for a way through now, realizing that there's a bit of a rattle there on the cage of Casey Ensel-Smith as 2 cars have got through. Can he be the 3rd one? With the little fight they had, as I said, they've slowed each other down, and that's allowed Karabo to open up that margin. Karabo Malamela, in this mood, at this point of a race, you're not going to catch him. So it's Alex Foss who's going to try and fight out now for the final 2nd place in the history of 2024's and absolutely amazing championship that has been the Investchem Formula 1600s. There have been some really epic battles throughout the season, and one that's still not done yet here between Foss and Robertson. Robertson, if he can't get first, he'll take 2nd. Doesn't need anything, of course, he's already got the championship. But have a look at how all the cars are just coming together here right in the closing stages. The flag is out. It's the first victory ever for Karabo Malamela. He is going to be absolutely stoked with that. And what a great effort there from the team. Looks like it's going to be very tight here between these two as well. Is Van Wheelie going to have a go here? We go on board with him as they head down towards turn 8 for the last time. It's not the last time we're going to see the Kent class. They're going to be around for a little bit longer. But it is going to be the final time for the season that they take the checkered flag. And Schofield gets it this time. Wins out over Nicholas Van Wheelie. And a bit further back there, Duncan Foss for 3rd. Let's get official results of that final heat. Malamela with his first victory ever, beating out Foss and Robertson. Casey Ensel-Smith and Shrin Naidu, Hussein Rivera, Holtzhausen, Monconcwana, and Paloma, your top 10. And then just outside the top 10, Nzalo Khoza, and then Ian Schofield taking the Kent class over Van Wheelie. Let's catch up with first-time winner, Karabo Malamela.
First, the start was great on my end, and I was able to keep the gap and open up a gap, and just keep it consistent, not make too many mistakes. Unfortunately, the safety car did come, and I was able to keep the lead to take the race win. So I just want to say thank you to the team, Investchem, Ian, Tony, my dad, my mom, everybody that has supported me on this journey. And I can't wait for the next year's car to come out so that we can, get some racing again.
Final points in the Investchem Formula 1600 South African Championship. It's Jagger Robertson who wins out over Casey Ensel-Smith, Jason Garcia, Karabo Malamela, and Alex Foss, the top 5. After the break, let's see if Jason Nussmore can wrap up the championship with only 1 point needed going into this round.